Alrighty, so this is Gaming with a Side of Salt, and we're using Rumble Studio without OBS because Chad keeps telling me I need to use Studio for some reason. Anyway, so that's what we're doing. It looks really funky because of we're not over on StreamYards as a result. In fact, Chad's entire background looks different.
Yeah,
I'm sure
because
that
you
has
gave me
everything to do with
less than
Studio.
10 minutes. Oh, by the way, we're using
Well,
Studio.
no, I gave you guys the link like 30 minutes ago. Thank you. Meg was here with plenty of time to work out bugs because I was in the middle of trying to figure out how to work Studio so we could get names up and all this other stuff. And we were hollering at you at 10 minutes or so, 15 till, and you just showed up 5 till and was like, I can't get this. Give me an ingress. So I made one. It's called Chad's Face for you. And here we are.
Well, the thing is, to troubleshoot it, I would need a couple minutes that we didn't have. So, yeah.
So there. Oh, I have an audio control. Huh.
Yes.
Oh, sweet.
They added
that.
That.
Actually, I don't have in
They added.
apps.
They added that just recently. Am I getting picked up, by the way?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay.
We can hear you. We can see you. Your camera's like at a little bit of an angle, but it's cool.
Yeah.
It reminds me of like the 60s Batman, you know?
I remember that. See if I can fix that. Why did it? It's sitting flat on.
All right, everybody, take a picture because this is what it looks actually like behind Chad without his green screen. You're not going to get this that often.
Let's see that mess over there.
Like he's even got a treadmill.
Yeah.
I don't have a treadmill. I need a treadmill.
Yeah, that was like the first thing I bought.
Maybe a spike.
Ugh, treadmills.
Yeah, how's that look? That looks terrible. I'm gonna turn this light off behind me because it's like,
oh, Dara with the $2 dono. Boo, 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 boo.
Why is he booing us?
I don't know. It probably has something to do with Chad.
Why are you booing us, Dara? I'm confused. What did we do? Hey, Dara, man, how's it going?
Hey, Dara. I just saw him about half hour ago.
Let's see. Where does the banner go for donos? So I click that, but I don't see him coming up. Well, no, because that's the standard chat there. Fatal Nexus, boo, boo. I'm joining the Dara bandwagon. Alrighty now. All right, the party can finally start. Is Chad ready to go?
I'm ready. Let's go.
Are we sure?
Not really, but you know.
Alrighty then. How do I work this thing again? Dara, help me out.
There you go.
Anyway, so apparently Avowed is already a big hit on Steam, everybody. Did you know that?
No, I've heard almost exactly the opposite. But
yeah, this game is amazing on Steam. You're going to love this. Avowed is a top seller on Steam's US charts. And,
didn't we just mention that that doesn't mean anything?
Yeah, so like the last week or the week prior where I said I hate using the Steam seller chart because it makes no damn sense. We're going to see how much no sense it makes here in a second.
That's right, Dara.
But yeah, Avowed is off to a strong start with positive reviews, an active player count, and a promising modding community. Apparently, one guy has made like 9 mods for the game. It's amazing so far.
Yeah, probably to fix half the shit they broke.
Could play Avowed on day 1 for no extra cost with a subscription. So this game is an Xbox Game Pass day 1 game.
Okay,
that's a good business model. I like it when they do that because that means that you made all of the dollars. That's smart.
Yeah, see you, Dar.
Somebody said the
Thanks
funniest
for stopping by.
Yeah, somebody said the funniest thing about it being day 1 Game Pass. They said that because nobody wants to pay for it.
Yeah, well, it's not untrue. Honestly, it's such a dumb idea. I mean, you're basically making it so that people who are cost conscious like me would be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna totally get a subscription pass for 1 month so I can play, pass, and yeet this game. You're out neurodivergent one. I can't words.
Neurodivergent one.
Neurodivergent one. For some reason, I cannot words very well today. It's been a week, guys.
You
It's
know,
been
I'm
a
the
week.
one who can't read.
Yes, I know, but I've just been having a bit of a week. Okay.
It's been a week.
Yeah, me too.
So, Avowed is a freshly released fantasy RPG from Obsidian Entertainments, the same studio that gave us things like Fallout New Vegas and, what was it, Outer Worlds? Is that what it was called? Yeah. Anyway, and the game has already made its mark on PC platform Steam. The title is sold. Okay. The title is a solid addition to February's 2025 or 2025's release calendar. Yeah, let's see how solid it is when Monster Hunter pops off the last day of the month. Join the launch of heavyweight strategy game Civilization 7, which apparently is very mixed in its reception.
Yeah.
And Lost Records Bloom and Rage. I have no idea what the hell that is. And Life is Strange. From the Life is Strange creator. So, okay, yeah. Anyway, Avowed has only been on the market for 1 day and it's in full capacity and has already taken an impressive standing in the charts. Can I get a hashtag ad here on this article somewhere?
Right, exactly.
There's no way this guy is seeing the same game that everybody else is.
Right.
But Avowed is set in the world of Eora and exists in the same universe. I don't care about any of that shit. Anyway, Avowed is on Game Pass, giving players, posted on Reddit by Homemake Shock, and Avowed's feats was shared on the game subreddit, highlighting its current rank as #1 selling game on Steam US charts.
I need to press X somewhere because I'm having doubts now.
We'll get to it, don't worry. The game's reviews were very positive on its first day in the wild, with players particularly highlighting the ability of Avowed's companion system to make every relationship feel like a story inside of... All right, so I recently listened to information on their no companionship that they got going on with this game, so I know this guy is not playing the same damn game anybody else is playing. So let's take a look here. Solid start for Avowed right here, topping out at 17.
The solidest, I bet.
Its 24-hour peak is 14 right now, and where are all these people at? You told me this thing topped Steam charts day one, #1, and it only did this. This is why the Steam top seller chart is BS. I don't know how they get their metrics, where they get them from, or how it works. If it's like sales per... I feel like sometimes it has to be like sales per hour or something. Or downloads per hour. I'm not sure. Because, everything seems to top the chart the day it launches, unless something else launches on the same day that is even better than it for whatever reason.
Yeah, it's getting kind of sus. I'm like,
So somewhere in here they talk about how it was better than, or it was topping the charts over Kingdom Come Deliverance and stuff. I don't remember where, but this is what Kingdom Come Deliverance numbers currently are.
Yeah.
Let's see. I want to pull up.
Which was made for a fraction of the price, if I remember correctly, right?
Yeah.
I mean, however you feel about... I mean, the thing is that Kingdom Come Deliverance would probably be like on my meh sort of list.
Yeah.
Except for the developer like losing his ever-loving crap over it, but...
Yeah, wasn't this guy that said he didn't want...
This is Baldur's Gate 3, and we're like, what, coming up on year 2 of its actual release?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or something? Its numbers
it's been a minute
are still
by the bear.
way higher.
I'm sorry, I'm not. That is tattooed on my brain. They did it. I didn't ask for that. I didn't ask for these nightmares.
What?
Wait, what nightmares?
the trailer that they put out with the freaking
Oh,
bear.
yeah.
Oh,
I
we
was
know
just
you
like, I'm
like the
sorry,
bear.
what just happened?
Actually, I was thinking I'm going to go back and just do an evil playthrough where I slaughter the druids because I haven't done that, which means I get to kill the bear. Uh, but
Can you
yeah,
kill the guy
apparently,
that's really annoying and that basically is like doing the bear? Because I hate him. I don't even. That's the thing. I didn't even play this game and I hate that character.
but yeah, apparently this game is such a big hit. I
It's
don't
the
know what
biggest.
they played. They did not play Avowed.
No.
There's no way that this is the game that they played.
Well,
Number one seller.
you know how I know they didn't play it?
How?
They haven't mentioned a single iota of anything specific to the game. It's all been generalization.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I guarantee whoever wrote this was probably handed some cliff notes or something. It's like, here, write.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's
No,
like,
that's
oh,
I guarantee
number one
you
seller.
that's
Okay.
what happened.
But let's take a look at this Avowed, by the way. This is Avowed versus Skyrim. Just in case anyone was curious. So let's take here. Which game is better? I was gonna say, is that gonna
Yeah, but
blur?
yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, that's
Oh man, this is way better.
yeah. Skyrim is amazing. Look at that.
And
He's
Skyrim is
boiling
specifically not my
boiling
jam.
the water.
Why does this look so cartoony and gay? Yeah, why
Like
does it?
Skyrim is doing it better, and it's what 12 years old at this
I
point.
was about to ask
Yeah.
how much older this is. Like the thing is that the technology is here at this point.
There's
Usually
no
once it gets
excuse for Obsidian of all people.
But look at
Because
this.
they've
Look,
worked
I
on
mean, this.
Fallout. They've dealt with the engine before.
This what? So
Why does it look so sterile?
Because it
Right?
is.
I mean, it's basically like it's what is it? Oh, gosh, it's Veilguard all over again, where everything looks kind of like fakey and cartoony. And I like cartoons. Dang it! I mean, I went to college for 2D animation. I love cartoons.
Yeah,
This
look at
looks like
this.
something out of Fortnite.
Arrows in the
Look at
rock.
the textures on this.
Stick
This is
in there.
lame.
At least in Skyrim, they fucking bounce off.
bounce
rock.
off? Yeah.
It's more.
Well,
I guess
the
you can
physics are
call it
terrible
more
already.
Physics more realistic or something.
Yeah.
This is so ass, dude.
Well, the physics
This
are
game
bad,
is
and also
ass.
the look is bad.
Let's see. That's lockpicking a chest. I
What?
haven't actually seen that far into this video yet.
Yeah, I haven't looked at it at all, so this is all new. And
I watched the
that's not
arrows and was like, we
lockpicking,
gotta
that's
look at that.
opening with a delay.
Yep. That is ass lockpicking.
Yeah.
This is
I
better
love. I
lockpicking.
love this.
I
So-
love
you
this
know
one.
what?
I love it better than the other one with the tumblers.
Zio, you're making me really feel like I might install Skyrim and do a playthrough of that. Like, it's been literally years since I played Skyrim.
That will kill him, right?
What?
Well, spell
What is-
damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, the other one I was like, why? The reason I said
Why did he
what
bounce?
wasn't because of fall damage. It's because the dude bounced off the ground.
Sounds like a
Yeah.
basketball.
There's no real water physics there. Oh,
This is sad.
It is.
it is.
Like, money was spent on that.
Like, Skyrim is not a perfect game. And you can mod it and make it look thousands times better, too, than what it actually looks like.
Yeah, I'm actually going to probably do that because I love upping the visuals of games.
I feel like video quality is just...
Just
is that
keep it at
really it? Just
keep it at
360?
360p. Switch it.
Whoever uploaded this uploaded bad video quality.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
killing me.
switch it from audio, you dingus.
I just did.
No, you left it on
Oh,
auto. Put it on
sorry.
360. That is
thought I
always at
fixed
the
it.
best, which is 360.
Yeah, I know.
When
Yeah.
comparing the video quality of something, it's great. There's
It's
Way to go.
horrible video quality. Is he gonna
The
kill the
immortal
chicken? I know you. Oh wait, you just aggroed the guard. Damn it! Don't do it in Skyrim.
dang.
Casting magic, and we saw fire and how bad that was.
I see fire.
Also, it's hard to tell distance.
Yeah. Yeah, these hands just like all of this is like less good. It's like a first draft kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's like before it goes into the rendering engine. Like the hands look awkwardly small. Like I'm looking at my like put your own hand out and look at it, and it doesn't in Avowed they just look too small. No, put your hand out in front of you, look at it, and look at how it looks.
Yeah.
In Avowed, these hands look too dang small.
Yeah, that's because the FOV is fucked up.
It is.
I can already see it. If that's default FOV, that is all sorts of messed up.
Well, even if they were trying to widen your FOV so that you get a little bit of your peripheral vision, because in this one right here, I forgot what Skyrim, it looks like the you get no peripheral vision at all. It looks like you're basically got blinders on. But
this is where it's going to get real bad. I have seen a little bit of this part.
NPCs reactions.
So even if they've got like the FOV for the cameras way up, so that way you get more peripheral vision, you should still be able. Your hands shouldn't look that weird because of the fact that they're closer to you.
No. Hold back.
What?
Look at these guys. These are two NPCs in the game next to each other, and their movements and everything are just copy paste.
Oh, by the way, this is all.
It's perfectly in sync too.
This is all of their movement, by the way. They don't roam. They just stand there.
No reaction whatsoever.
Favorite drink.
Skyrim, you get a reaction.
Because it's always true.
Yeah, I remember doing that.
You deserve that.
Go to bastards.
I like the mod where you can punt the kids.
I like the mod where you can kill the kid, I can kill the one in the castle.
Yeah.
I hate that little shit.
See, the thing is, if you don't want to have it to where you can basically set people on fire in the town, then don't allow them to cast fire in the towns. That's the way that you handle that, you know? There are games where they're like, oh, you can't do this in the town. Because
Skyrim is such a better game than Avowed.
Yeah.
But I mean,
this is embarrassingly bad.
This is horrible.
What?
Yeah, at least you can swim.
Where are the bubbles? Where's the water physics? What is this?
There ain't any.
Oh,
there's water.
It's so sterile.
And the cartoonish fall kills me.
Yeah.
The fact that he gets halfway down and is like, "Aah!" It's like that video of Yosuke jumping into a barrel or into a whatever it is, right? Like he jumps forward and then it's like the physics engine remembers it's Yosuke, so it pulls his feet up from under him and makes him suddenly start falling backwards. And I'm like, who programmed that shit? Why? This is an Assassin's Creed game, for fuck's sake.
Wait, can he swim at all?
When he's dying.
I mean, I appreciate that there are some bubbles there. It's like they were going to go the Veilguard route, but then they learned that Veilguard failed massively, so they decided to kind of like try to amp it up a little bit and make it more safe.
Nice kill.
That's depressing, man. Like that made me feel sad for the guy who just died. Like he had that dead-eyed stare when he looked off into the space and then fell back. I was like, oh, I believed that kill.
A friendly reminder that the games from 1988 had schedules for all NPCs who had their daily routines and went to work, went to bed, etc.
Majora's Mask is like the ultimate of that.
Yeah.
Well, this is how the NPCs are in Avowed.
No.
Wait. No one's walking in the town. They're all standing still.
Yeah.
Wait. Is there anyone walking?
Nope.
Wait.
They're all fucking static.
Yeah.
Wait. There's no one walking. Every NPC in the town is standing still.
Pause it real quick.
Oh my god.
One of the easiest things you can program into a game, and I know this because I did it. I made a Asteroids clone. It was one level, but whatever. But I was able to put in pathing for the asteroids and the ship. It is one of the easiest things to program.
I made a mod for Skyrim and gave myself a hidden, made this little thieves hideout under a waterfall because I like the concept.
That's cool.
It gave them the ability to roam around and gave them like a schedule and stuff to do things, to go to different portions of the thing. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
this
ain't that hard.
It's not hard at all. This honestly,
this is embarrassing. This is Obsidian.
Yeah, I was about to say.
They gave us New Vegas.
If
they
this
did
wasn't
Outer Worlds,
I would have.
What happened to the team Outer Worlds versus this? What the hell happened, Obsidian? This is embarrassing. This should never have been released. This is an embarrassment to the AAA scene. You know, okay, granted, there have been other embarrassments due to the AAA scene.
Seems to be
to Obsidian. I hope they get laid off. Every one of them. Just
well, here's the thing. Funny thing you mentioned layoffs, Zio, because
we're gonna get to stuff like that. Don't worry.
No. This isn't that. So I've been following what's been going on in the gaming industry as far as like why things have been progressively getting worse and worse and worse. Come to find out, a lot of these companies are pushing out the old talent.
Well, yeah, we've talked about that.
Well, I'm reiterating.
Mm-hmm.
They're pushing out the old talent, and we might have new viewers, so you know.
Okay, fine.
So they're pushing out the old talent and bringing in these the fresh talent because one, and I know this from like, by the way, all industries do this. They fire or lay off old talent because they're more expensive. And honestly, I know some companies will even get rid of people so that they don't got to pay out pensions and stuff. And the new talent doesn't have the skills. Like it's like forgotten skill or forgotten skills, abilities. Basically, they don't know what they're doing because college sucks ass these days.
Well, the thing is that college it can only do so much for you. Real world complications are just a completely different animal.
Well, it used to be colleges would throw you into the deep end, be like, you're working for this company for a couple months for like work study. Good luck. And you would get that real world experience. Now they don't do that. They just tell you about fucking feminist theory and shit.
Well, I don't know what college you went to, my dude. Like college I went to, it was kind of like it was just a bunch of like, oh, here are your practices and your exams, and these are like kind of sort of things that you might run into in the industry, but it's nothing like when you jump into it headlong. You're like, oh, I don't even know. You so have to figure it out. And yeah, it was I'm not saying that it was completely worthless, because I mean there you still do need to learn the basic skills, at least with what I do, which is 3D illustrations. But it's just, there's no way that they can tell you all of the things that you're going to run into, because of the fact
Well,
of the
yeah.
matter is that half of the things that they encountered in their time when they were making up their assignments and everything, those aren't even the problems that you face anymore. Those problems are gone. Those problems are resolved and over with now.
Well, the
You
thing is, they're resolved until they're not, and something breaks, and then you got to figure out, like, okay, this thing that was a problem 10 years ago, but we have, like, for example, maybe AI or something
Mhm.
corrects for it. But now, say the AI breaks down, or something just goes south. Now you don't have that knowledge to compensate, and I think that's a lot of what's happening here. As also, I think a lot of companies are jumping to new graphical engines and new development tools without proper training to their employees. I've seen that a lot.
Yeah.
Who was it recently talking about how Ubisoft, right?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, our game may not be that great because 50% of our staff has never worked on a game before. And it's like, and why are they working on a AAA game?
Yeah.
No damn sense.
Yeah.
I can understand maybe 25% of your staff, but half your team has never touched a game before. That's not a good sign.
No.
It's like,
As, as
are you thinking that's a W? Because
These
I don't.
NPCs are static, and that astounds me because this is wow.
Yeah. Also,
Like,
I want to say, as much as I give shit to DeVry, I did like the fact that the last year of your time there was you would have like one, maybe two classes at most, and the rest of it was they got you a job and you were working. You were doing like basically work study.
Yeah. So that's probably different though, because I mean, DeVry is more like a trade school than college, right?
It's a tech school. Well,
Yeah.
it was before they got dissolved by the federal government.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a tech school, but it was a trade school for tech.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean,
It's very
that's not the
expensive.
same as college though. Like
Very
college
expensive.
is
Well, no,
is
they had all this. It wasn't like a traditional university, but they had
oh no,
all the
I know. I
this is
did.
now college chat by
Oh no,
Chad
I
and
know. I
Meg.
did. I did both. I did college, and I did a trade school. And even the trade school, like the teachers there, like they could only prepare you for so much. There's so much crap that you run into that you just never they couldn't have even thought of, because of the fact that they're not in the field anymore. So they
Mm,
don't know what the current problems are, and they're like, well, they can only give you the best of what they have. And that's fair. I mean, at some point they have to teach you how to think, and they're just not about that life for these days.
I must say, do they though?
No, they're supposed to. That's the job.
Yeah.
But they've missed that part of it. That it's not just about did you get right answer, but how did you get there? And we need to teach you how to get to that answer, you know?
How to do.
Yeah. Which is why, even though I always hated the whole show your work kind of thing, it's important to show your work, because we have to know that you are able to think.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it, I'm done. You can
Yeah,
move
I'm
on.
done too.
I'm sorry, Zio.
Okay, so Avowed has static NPCs who don't move, and it is embarrassing. Like seriously, how did
Uh,
this?
that
How
Avowed, man.
this
That was
needs to stop? Like this right here needs to stop. Whatever this here is.
this article or
Yeah,
this
like articles like this need to freaking stop.
this
It
isn't an article.
seriously
This is
do.
an ad.
This has got to be an ad because it's like it's already a big hit on Steam, and their last product from the studio was miles better than what this is. I don't know what the hell this is. This is like a poor man's Skyrim that
Yeah.
costs 3 times as much.
It's Timu Skyrim.
Yeah, it's
Very nice.
it's the Skyrim from Wish.com is what Avowed is. It is Where the fuck is my phone?
I don't know.
I don't know,
Shit.
but I think you're about to enter a fight.
Yeah, I am. And I don't know how
New
to
challenger has
make
appeared.
it go away.
But yeah, the thing is that I mean, this might not necessarily be bad numbers for a indie studio, for even a double A studio, maybe.
Yeah.
But for a triple A studio, absolutely not. For a known name, absolutely not. And then you see the gameplay and how sterile it is. I don't know what the deal is with that, but that's terrible, honestly. I'm kind of embarrassed for them.
Yeah, and that's the thing is you got this, you got Ubisoft with Ass Creed, and
Okay.
so bad it had ass twice in the name. Uh,
Wah,
and
wah.
it's just like, why? Why would you do this?
I don't know, my guy. I honestly don't know.
But
But-
anyway,
But
so yeah. What were you guys talking about while I had to disappear for a minute?
well, I was saying like it's embarrassing how bad this is, but like at the same time, I wouldn't say it's not a shock
Oh, it's not.
because of all like them with the staffing and shit. But also, Zio, I got your reaction completely encapsulated.
It's time to stop!
There we go. That's all right. So remember your favorite one? You might want to cue that one up for here in a little bit.
Well, I don't know.
We're going to hit a few more things real quick, and then we'll get into one that you can do your favorite one. So, Chad linked this one. I thought we already talked about this. Did we not?
What was it?
Maybe I meant to, and we never got around to it, and it's further up there somewhere.
That's very possible.
But Chad linked to myself in the salt mines. But Wizards of the Coast has apparently cut out orcs out of the new monster manual. And all I had to say about that were native orcs are no longer a thing. All orcs have finally been domesticated by their colonizers in D&D. Thank you, Wizards of the Coast, for colonizing all the orcs. Because that's exactly what they fucking did.
Wow.
Yeah, it's one thing to play as an orc or a half orc and do it. I mean, you can, say the orc was raised by, whatever, and he's away from the rest of the orcs, and, the orcs have backstories, and that's fine, right? You don't have to play a savage, bloodthirsty orc because most of their lore says that. It's D&D. You can do whatever the fuck you want with it. It's like the best part about D&D, right? Is you can do whatever the fuck you want with it.
Okay, wait, correct me
But
if I'm
things
wrong.
do have established lore for a reason.
But correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't orcs a monster class? Kind of like
Yeah.
Yes,
giants?
they
They were.
started.
They weren't even
used to have
playable.
half orcs, right? And essentially, the story is orcs did the Mongol thing, right? They raped, pillaged, and plundered, and stuff like that. And as a
As you do.
result, some half orcs were created.
Mm-hmm.
Therefore, you had your half human, half orc hybrids, essentially, right?
Mm-hmm.
That existed. And then, as they added all these different races, they started giving them stat blocks because people wanted to play different things, right? They didn't
Mhm.
just want to play human, elf, dwarf, half orc, half elf, or anything like that. They wanted to do other things, so people started homebrewing their own stat blocks for these stuff. And then Wizards started incorporating a lot of these things. So then you got things like Dragonborns and, orcs with their own actual playable stat blocks and, all that good jazz. There's like 5,000 different races. Species, whatever you want to call them, races. I don't know what I think they're supposed to be called species now, according to the handbook.
Yeah.
But they're races, right? And then you have sub races. So you've got your elf, but then you have wood elves, high elves, drow, things like that, which are your dark elves, and you've got dwarves, mountain dwarves,
Dwarves
then
like,
the other dwarves, deep
Tieflings.
whatever the fuck they're called. I can't think of what they're called. The dwarves that live in the
mountain.
Jeez, I can't remember what it's called now, but it's the under area.
The Underdark?
Yeah, there we go. Anyway, the dwarves that live under, where the drow and stuff live and things like that. So there's different varieties of different things. You've got your humans, your half humans, half elves, stuff like that, sub races, all that good stuff. But there has been a conceited effort to make orcs no longer vicious because somewhere along the Rhine, some racist looked at an orc and said, "That's a black person." Yeah. Listen,
Wait, hold on. Let me be a
you
little
want to
bit
know
more of
how
a
much of a
nerd.
nerd?
You pronounce it drow.
Drow.
Yeah.
I literally have books from Forgotten Realms. Which the sad thing is, they were my favorite fantasy series. I just happened across Forgotten Realms, and I just was like, "Oh, I love these books."
Look, I
And then
got
my
little
husband and
minis.
I went and watched Dungeons and Dragons, and I was like, "Hey, that sounds familiar. Hey, that sounds familiar. Hey, that sounds familiar." Was my favorite fantasy book made off of a board game? Yes, that's
Yes.
exactly what
Yes,
it
it
was. Do
was.
you have any idea how depressing that was?
Listen, it wasn't a board game, it was a tabletop game, and it could be anything you wanted it to be.
Shut up. I my favorite book novel series, even as an adult, my favorite fantasy novel series is based off of a tabletop game.
Right now, this is what's going through Meg's head.
Bruh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, you should have seen my face while I'm sitting there in the theater going, "Wait a minute."
Gears started
I was like,
moving.
Hearthstone,
So,
that's familiar. Sorry, go ahead.
some racist out there looked at orcs and said, "Those are black people. That's a problem.
Yeah,
Dungeons
and
and
they're like,
Dragons is inherently racist now because all orcs are black people." So then they linked them to Tolkien and linked them to Lord of the Rings and this, that, and the other. And that was the thing. And then we fought against, we talked about that and how ridiculous that was because it's like, it's a fucking fantasy creature. Nobody
Right.
looks at orcs and thinks black person. I have dealt with orcs for, decades at this point. World of Warcraft has orcs. I never once looked at them and thought it was LeBron James. That's not
Right.
the same thing,
And
okay?
I'm
I
gonna
looked
say,
at Thor. I looked at Thrall and was like, "That's fucking Thrall, leader of the Horde, who kicks ass and is now called Green Jesus, who now fucked off somewhere, and it's just completely irrelevant to the story because he became Green Jesus, and I hate it." Anyway,
and
but,
here's the thing: if you see orcs and think black person, maybe you're the racist.
yeah, you think?
yeah,
Because
I
then it
got
brings
it.
into questions other things too. Because then they tried to do the same thing with like two other races too, right? And tried to make them some kind of minority or something. It's like you do know that black people exist in D&D, right?
Yeah,
Like it's not an allegory for black people because black people literally exist in the
yeah.
D&D
There's no,
universe.
they're no allegorical black people. There are
There's
actual black
nothing
people.
there to read into because human as a race exists along with all colors and shades of the human race that currently exist in real world exist within that paradigm.
Yeah, they tried to do that to Skyrim for like a hot minute, and everybody was like, "Dagger fell." But there
But
is a
then it
race.
brings into
There's
other
an
things. It's like,
entire
so if orcs are
kingdom.
black people, what are black people in the human population in D&D, and what the fuck are elves anyway? Are we going to say they're European or something now? Is that what we're going to say? They're an allegory for Europe's
Probably.
Honestly,
Europe.
that's probably how they
I don't
see it,
know.
though.
And it's just like, really? So there has been a concerted effort at Wizards of the Coast ever since then to eradicate the feral orc. And they have finally apparently succeeded in doing so. And
Depressing.
Yeah,
it started off by homogenizing absolutely everything by stripping, all the positive negatives. Like, so if you pick a human and stuff, you get this, you get stats, right? You put in your
Mhm.
stats, but then humans would get like, a +2 that you can put wherever. Okay, but say if you were a orc or a dragonborn or something, you get like a +2 into strength automatically. You don't get to pick where it goes. You just always have that +2.
Yeah, because you're a big old orc.
Meanwhile, like an orc got like a +2 and a -1 or something, I think, into intelligence. I don't quite remember. It's been a hot minute.
I think it was +2 strength, -1 then.
But like elves would have like a +1 or two, something into intelligence, and then other races they would have difference. Like, if you picked a half elf human, like a half elf, you get like a +1 to intelligence, +1 somewhere else, that sort of thing. Let me bring up some.
Oh my goodness, he's bringing up the manual.
Yeah. This is, stats bonuses. Let me see if I can actually bring up.
A lot of this came though from
reference guide,
women
real
being
quick.
introduced into this world. Though, right?
Here we go.
Yeah.
I got a quick reference guide. Because I can't think of them off the top of my head, but like the Aracola, right? Got a +2 in Dex, +1 into Wisdom. All right.
Can you tell I've not had good experience with D&D?
Asmar.
That's the thing. I didn't even know I had any experience with D&D until 2 years ago. Not letting you go.
See, you got Dragonborn here, which is what? +2 strength, +1 to charisma for
okay,
Dragonborn.
But so do you guys are? I don't know if you guys read like novels for funsies, but a lot of this, I'm of the impression, actually came from women being introduced into the fantasy genre. And the way that women were introduced into the fantasy genre was not through just reading like Forgotten Realms like I did. They started making like cozy slice of life sort of fantasy novels where it's like, oh, you're a class 3 witch, but you're in like this urban fantasy sort of thing, or you're an orc and you're trying to set up a cafe, novels kind of like that, where girls started to go like, oh, that's kind of fun, that's kind of silly. So it's basically like kind of making a goof off of the fantasy genre.
Yeah, you know what it's kind of like?
Boring.
You just say that because you don't know. It's cute and charming, but then they start trying to implement that sort of culture into something that was never meant to be it.
Well, they try to push out the people that were already there. That's the thing. They can have their own area.
Yeah, see, that's the beauty with D&D. Is the fact that you can do your own thing. If you want orcs who are integrated into human society, and they're all hippy dippies, smoking weed, and having a good time, and braiding each other's hair, and braiding the dwarf's beard, and all that good stuff, you can do that with D&D. The problem is they took it and put it into the manuals.
Yeah.
And they rewrote the lore, and they've essentially kicked, like, they first started with homogenizing things, right? Like, those extra stat bonuses and stuff, they wanted to remove that. Like, anything that had a negative, they took it out.
Yeah, but then...
because, I'm pretty sure orcs used to have a negative somewhere.
Yeah, orcs
in that stat block.
Right?
I'm 100% negative intelligence is what they had.
Let's see. D&D...
I think the orcs and the elves were inverse of each other. So orcs would have 2 strength, -1 int, and the elves would have like 2 int, -1 strength or something like that.
Yeah, the elves would be like, I don't know if you say glass cannons, but at least glass guns.
Yeah.
And
all right, here we go.
Orcs would basically be like
this is 3.5, right?
That's the good stuff.
Yeah, where you've got races and stuff, +2 strength, -4 to dexterity, +2 to constitution, +2 to wisdom, -2 to charisma. Now this was probably the pinnacle of D&D. I'm not going to lie. 3.5.
I don't even play D&D.
It was just so mathy that most people could not approach this. But
good.
Why? Math makes it make sense.
But yeah, like Drakon here, essentially like your Dragonborn types. They'd have the +2 to strength, -2 to dexterity because they're big hulking part dragon, thingies.
Yeah,
makes sense. 5e, that's just not the case. It's just +2 to strength, +1 to charisma. They should have that negative.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Don't worry, guys. We'll get back to the news eventually.
We are like half giant here, +2 strength, -2 intelligence.
He's been distracted.
Let's see. Orc.
But Distracted's not in the chat.
But yeah, you've got like 2 different things for orc here, +2 strength, -4 intelligence. But yeah, like that's what they did was
say
try
orc
to
chicken.
homogenize it and bring it to where all the negatives and stuff were all gone. It's only positives. And on one hand, I like 5e because 5e really made D&D approachable by a lot of people. Right? Because when I first had to give myself a crash course on 5e because I didn't realize that 5e drastically changed things, when I was trying to calculate damage, I was doing it all wrong because I was taking it from a 3.5 scenario and trying to apply it to a 5e scenario, where 5e, it's like the higher the number your armor, the better off you are, which I guess kind of makes sense. Back in the day, if you had a 0 armor, you were really good. If you had a -3, damn, you were hard to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And because it was all calculated way differently. And I
think I
like 5e because it made it much easier to calculate things for newbies and stuff without having to learn all these extra things. But with the way that they homogenized things, it really killed a lot of the creativity and stuff that could go on with it, I think. But yeah, so there's been a war on orcs forever now for the past several years, and it looks like Wizards of the Coast has finally won and colonized every single orc in existence finally.
Gee.
And it sucks.
It comes from a bunch of people who don't realize that they actually didn't like D&D. They liked the cozy's version of it, which is, like I said, it's cute, it's charming, but it's not the same thing. It's you're liking something that actually never was there. And it's a bunch of people like, oh, I'm a nerd. I like this thing. No, you don't. You like the aesthetic of it, but put into a different skin. And that's what happened here. We have a bunch of people who didn't like D&D for what it was. They liked the idea of orcs and magic and stuff like that, but in the framework of basically a cozy novel.
Yeah.
Which is why everything's gotten like so freaking cute. And everybody's like, oh, let's talk about our relationships and our friends and stuff like that. Like this is girl stuff. Which is, like I said, it has its place, But it's not here. D&D is about like, let us go slaughter these things for the glory and stuff.
Exactly.
I know. I read the books. I'm not letting it go. I was so sad.
I did 2 D&D sessions and hated both of them.
Yeah, really? You didn't do D&D with me, so
can't really drive 8 hours every weekend.
You don't have to. We can do it from here.
Yeah, I know. There are streams where people are doing D&D from across the world with each other.
Yeah.
So there is that.
We can do D&D. I mean, heck, the closest I've gotten you to D&D is Baldur's Gate 3, and you absolutely loved that. So
that is true. Here's the thing. I think I would love D&D, but
you just need the right DM.
Yeah, I need the DM not to kill me first battle.
Yeah, I try not to do that. Like, I've got no problem with, killing a player off. But also, at the same time, you don't need... There are DMs out there who make it their purpose in life to just kill you off for no reason whatsoever. And I hate that.
My friend was a new DM. Like, he was literally first time, and yeah, he didn't know... Like, you know what, Meg? Just like you said, like the thought of it, but once we got into it,
roll me a d20. Roll me a d20. What do you get? He's not going to roll one because he doesn't have one.
I don't have dice, nerd.
Well, if you couldn't beat a 13, you're screwed. I have Beholder dice.
You're welcome.
I know, they're my favorites. They're back there in their case.
I found that and I was like, oh, I gotta buy those.
Because I'm a huge fan of Beholders too. And this is another thing I don't like about most DMs is they're not really that creative, right? Because you take something from the monster manual and that is it. whatever it says in the monster manual, it is a DC this, whatever. That's what it will always be. They have no drive or ability to bring a creature down to a level that is manageable, but also give your players the ability to properly tackle it at a lower level just to get a taste of it. So when they do find the big version of it later,
Yeah.
it's even more terrifying then because, oh, it's got more. It can do more. It can do other stuff. I have a beholder stat block for absolutely every occasion, no matter what level you are. Because I love beholders so much that I will literally, sometimes I have stuck a beholder as like the first big boss looking thing you've got to fight.
First thing I do is taunt it and say, "Behold these nuts."
Behold these nuts. Doesn't look like it liked that very much. Roll for initiative.
And then I get vaporized.
But anyway, so yeah, that's a thing that happened. The new Battlefield game, I don't think we got a chance to talk about this one. It's a few weeks old now.
Hey, look at you looking up Endymion. What?
Yeah. I'm not sure who linked this. Actually, I think it was Chad.
Oh, it certainly wasn't me. My head, as usual, was encased in a giant ball of wax.
So,
I link most of the stuff we talk about.
Yeah, he does. He failed recently, but it's okay. I picked up the slack, kind of. But the new Battlefield game has opened its survey for playtesters, and apparently Endymion here got sent this by someone in the playtest. Why does DICE want to know what your gender and ethic is when it comes to trying out their game? Well, it's real simple. They need to find people with the right politics to playtest their game. Because if you have the wrong politics and see the wrong thing, everyone's going to know about it.
Yep.
But anyway, so they want to make sure to
your
ensure
gender-
to have a diverse mix of respondents.
Well, the thing is that they think they're under the impression that these things are actually what makes you diverse. When in actuality, when it comes to playing a game, that is the least interesting thing about you. In most things, actually, your race and your sex are the least interesting things about you. It is actually how you approach problems, how you think about problems, your
diversity of thought,
your life philosophy. Those are your life philosophy and your culture. But in America, your race doesn't really necessarily lean into your culture. It can, but I mean, a lot of times that's being enforced by outer.
I mean, when it comes to playtesting a game, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, really.
It doesn't matter anyway.
I mean, the whole point to playtesting a game is make sure it's functioning, find any bugs, report said bugs, get them fixed.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right? And say whether or not you enjoyed the game or not. Because that would be crucial information. It's like, oh yeah, it was great. It held my attention the whole time. I loved it. I love this system, love that system. I didn't like this system, though. And then if enough people say they don't like it, then, the optimal play would be to remove it or rework it into something they like. Blizzard. But, they don't know how to listen to gamers either, so it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
Blizzard.
But yeah, it was just interesting that they were looking for a particular type of people to playtest their game. I haven't looked into it since then, so I don't really remember if this even happened yet or not.
Yeah. So, question:
This was earlier this month.
Should we take a little break after this one?
No.
Bro, just accept it. Zio does not like breaks. He hates breaks.
You know what? I'm not finding any more stuff for it then.
The breaks are there when we need them. We don't need them right now.
Well, it's not like I can control your stream, so if you need to go do something, guess what? I can't
go do the thing. You have admin controls, my dude.
I can't.
Can't you?
Well, I have admin control. That means I can moderate. I can't pull shit up and be like, "Here you go."
Well, actually, you probably can. You can pull it up on your side. And
how would that work? Hang on. Starts. Oh shit! You're right.
I should go down to share screen, and then you can click on it and bring it up.
You're right. I can take over your stream. Good to know. I'm not going to use that at all.
I have the power.
Here we go. Let's see what we got in the roulette of happiness.
I feel bad for laughing at this. What?
Master CX50. Master CX50.
Okay. All right, Chad. That was all right.
I'm happy. Yeah, most of the stuff I uploaded is just funny clips.
Except for when it's not.
No, I stopped doing that. 100%.
No, there should be something that makes us feel uncomfortable in there. Every so often.
To be fair, that made me slightly uncomfortable. So.
Well, I mean, did you see those eyes?
Yeah, that's why
whatever it is that
Mhm.
you can't go. That was uncomfortable. It was
Right?
funny, but uncomfortable.
It's
I'm
like
I
she had
don't feel okay.
it was like she was putting eyeliner on and had a stroke.
Oh, this is more that
Man,
survey.
women in makeup. We really need to get that together.
Alrighty, so guys, your $70 does not buy you cruelty,
What?
as I hinted about earlier.
I do remember you saying that, and I was confused, and I think I'm still confused, but probably
Did you read
annoyed
the
now.
title? Did it say something?
How do I bring this up on the big thing?
Say something like,
All right, so this guy, I think he worked on DragonAge. I
Oh.
think maybe as a consultant, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
Oh, that means that we should totally listen to him then.
Right.
Anyway, so he has words to say to us. All right. Lots of words, because $70 does not buy you the ability to be cruel to people.
He's right. I can do it for free.
That is true too. I can't do it for free. But you should hear him out because he's a fucking idiot. Anyway.
your $70 doesn't buy you cruelty. Well, that's what we're going to talk about today.
Oh, it buys me a product that you shat on.
That you didn't like doesn't give you the right to be cruel or unkind to the people that developed that game. Now, I'm going
Now,
Okay,
when those
define
people
right.
are cruel to me, it gives me absolutely the right to do it right back.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
I need to know what he means by right.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. It's like, what do you mean by cruelty? Now, I've already seen this whole thing.
Bad
or listened
words.
to it. And from what I can gather, what he is talking about is if you
lull
talk
that or
about
no?
a specific dev, tweet at him or something like that, it is cruel and it is hurtful. And you shouldn't do that, right? What he fails to forget, though, is usually when we do that sort of thing,
It's in response.
it's because that guy or girl said something fucked up to start with.
Yep.
How many times do we have to go over this? They invite it.
How many times we got to tell you this messing, old man?
They're the ones who do that. They say something stupid. Whether it's the guy from Battlefield or the other games, guys from other games who are like, if you don't like it, don't buy it.
And we go,
And
okay.
then nobody fucking buys the product. How could you not buy the game?
We worked so hard on it. And I'm like,
Yeah,
that
it's like
means nothing to me.
you said not to buy it. Or the litany of devs who have come out and said, if you're white, no need to apply.
Right.
Or,
we're like,
said
terms
said
are
other
acceptable.
racist nonsense and other things like that. And it's just like, yeah, we're going to clap back. If they clap, we will clap back. Let's see. You've got like the content moderators for Helldivers when they were doing their shit. They purposely did that. Any hate, any criticism that came their way, any of all of that, they invited it because they're the ones who dished it out to begin with.
Well, I mean, aside from all of that, though, this dude clearly doesn't understand what rights are. He's like, you don't have a right to my guy. I'm American.
Look,
yeah, I got a right to do
as
anything.
Chad said it, I can do it for free.
Yeah.
Bitch, I don't have to pay you $5 or $70 to do it. I'll do it for fucking free.
Yeah. And
going to be clear.
And we can role reverse this too. By the way, you don't have a right to sell a shitty game for $70. Come at me.
Come at me, bro. Yeah, $70 price tag's a bit much, especially
Yeah.
for a digital copy when we were supposed to go to digital and things were supposed to come cheaper.
Right?
They didn't. They stayed the same.
Oh no, that was totally a scam from the beginning, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah.
100%. Like I knew it from jump. I was like, yeah, they're not gonna lower price.
Oh no, absolutely not.
They just here's what happened. They did. They bloated their budget so that they can keep the same price.
Mm-hmm.
Clear about something. I'm not saying that you have to like the thing you bought. I'm not saying even that you
Pause it. Pause
My
it.
guy,
Right.
you need to shave the stash out of your mouth.
Yeah. One
That
that
kills me.
two.
Like every time my stash gets that long, I have to immediately chop it
Yep.
off.
I
But
gotta
anyway,
trim it down.
sorry, it just bugs me.
You said, can you go back like 5 seconds because
No.
you derailed my thought.
aren't allowed
Uh,
like the thing you bought. I'm
Pause
not
it.
saying
Okay,
about
that's
something. I'm not saying that you
Okay, so we don't have to like the thing we bought. No, that is literally your fucking job to have us like the thing we bought. That is a failure on you as the developer, not me as the consumer. Go fuck yourself because
well,
I'm not
no,
going
Chad. No,
Hmm?
Chad. No, Chad. What kind of games do I like that you don't like?
A good deal.
Minecraft.
Single
Okay,
player.
there we go. They don't have to make Minecraft to please you, but it pleases me.
No, what I'm saying is they're saying that you don't have to like the game. I'm like, yeah, and I don't have to buy the game either.
No, I mean, I've bought things in the past that I've just been like, well, this game sucked. That was a waste of $40.
Yeah.
I mean, it sucks, but yeah, I mean, he's not wrong there. You don't
Well,
have to.
I
Like
think
what
what he's saying is that you don't have to like it, and that's okay. There's nothing morally wrong with it. And when he's saying you don't have the right, I have the opinion that he's talking about you don't have the moral right to do that. But the thing is that
Oh yeah, yeah.
it's not based upon. Okay, I don't know what his morality is based upon in the first place, but if you have the right at any time, you have the right at any time. If you have the right to be a dick for any reason, then you do.
Yeah, and that's me being a dick right now because
And this
whole
is
purpose-
highly subjective. Like, the thing is that you have to, like, saying that I don't like this game or I think that you suck at your job is not the
Bring that.
same as saying I hope you die alone and that, that it comes
Chad, don't make me
swiftly.
sit you next to me. I'll do it. I'll put you right next to me.
But
Look at that, Chad. You're a little bit closer. I can almost touch you. Touch the tip. Touch the tip, Tad. Give me the tip. Give me the tip. Touch. Oh, is that as good for you as it was for me?
you
I'm
know,
so
baby.
uncomfortable
was
right now.
amazing.
Should I leave? I feel like
We
I shouldn't be in this
touched
room.
tips.
I
I'm
feel
going
like
to
I
put you
should
back
go.
over there now, Chad.
And there she went.
Oh, wait. I accidentally lost Meg doing that, and I just tried to put you back.
Now, Meg, you do it. Anyway. No, my thing is
to like the thing you bought. I'm not saying
Let's go
even
forward.
that you aren't allowed to complain about the thing you bought.
Yeah, you are.
You can have whatever opinion that you feel like towards a game, even if that
My gosh, those jump cuts. I want to know what all he actually said. Because have you noticed, like, every sentence is a cut?
yeah.
opinion is stupid and wrong. You are entitled to that opinion. And to some degree, you're entitled to express that opinion to the corporation, to the video game studio that created this game that you bought.
Yes.
Hold
You
on
paid
real quick.
Oh, well,
70
thank you
of
for
your
your opinion, for your
No, that's
permission,
right.
sir.
Yeah, right there. Video
Moral
over.
arbiter right
Video
there.
over. It's not over yet. We got to
I
keep
know.
going.
I know.
own dollars for this game, and it disappointed you, and you're angry about that. That is fine. You are entitled to be angry about it, and you're
I'm so glad
entitled
you're getting his
to
permission.
express.
I don't
Right.
need your permission to be angry and be cruel. I can do that without
that anger in certain channels. If you are mad at that Ubisoft game, be mad at Ubisoft.
We absolutely are.
Yeah.
We talk about Ubisoft collectively all the damn time.
Yeah, but
as well as singularly when that one stupid dev says something really stupid.
Bingo.
When they say something really stupid, we also come out and say, you're a fucking stupid moron. Shut the fuck up. You don't know what you're talking about.
Right.
Express your anger to Ubisoft or to the studio that made the game. But you cross a line when you start being cruel about it.
Define.
Why am I saying you don't get to be cruel because you spent $70?
Define.
Define cruel, please.
He needs to define this.
For this whole video, he never once defines cruel, but I can infer that he is referring to commentary and complaints levied at certain people.
But he already said that you can do that. He gave us permission.
But in his mind, because words hurt, you know.
But he told
that
us,
is now
he gave
cruelty.
us permission to voice our sad and our irritation that we don't like game. So I need him to explain a little bit harder or betterer what he's talking about.
Oh
Good
gosh, if Chad had hair and it all went white and he wore glasses.
And he injected soy into his
bloodstream.
And he injected soy
into his arm directly and dripping.
Okay. So which am I? Am I this asshole or am I DSP? You got to pick one lane.
Oh shit! I forgot DSP. Even
so you're this guy and DSP.
Never mind. It's DSP all the way. Damn.
I know. I'm starting to actually wonder if I'm related to that degenerate.
It's like you're actually like a clone of DSP and don't even realize.
No, I am not the clone.
You're right. DSP is the clone.
You're the original.
Wait, that is better? Worse.
Wait.
Infinitely
Dude,
worse.
You know how you find out, right? I think it's under your eyelids. If you look, there'll be a number of little things there, and it will tell you if you're the clone or not. If there's things there, you're the clone.
He's referencing something I haven't seen. So.
Multiplicity, but that's behind his ear. I just watched it recently. It's good for the 90s.
I can't remember which movie that was.
I love 90s films, so you know.
But yeah, it's like I think it was like under the eyelid or something. It turns out the guy was the clone the whole time.
That reminds me of Total Recall.
Movie, I think, or maybe it was no. I couldn't have been
The Island.
I can't remember what it was, but it was back like earlier when movies were good.
Totally.
Early aughts? You might be thinking of The Island then.
Maybe.
With
Let's walk
Ewan McGregor, Scarlett Johansson.
One, you shouldn't be cruel at all. What are you doing? It's a video game. You don't need to go out of your way to cause harm to other people because of a video game that you don't like.
Define.
I'm not saying you're not allowed to be angry about it. I'm not saying you don't get to express
bad words
or dissatisfaction with the content of the game that you're not enjoying.
Well, okay. Wait, hold on. Hit pause, man. I'm sorry. I'm so confused and frustrated by this. These weasel words that these people use to get away with.
That's why you have to infer what they're referring to, and it's mean comments directed at certain developers.
But he already said you can express your being pissed off. But
those developers are the ones who start that shit too.
See, here's the thing: they're hypocrites.
There's that too.
That does make it better.
They're going to speak to someone's both sides.
Social media and start actively attacking that person. When you celebrate layoffs at a studio because the game that you don't like didn't do that well, you're crossing a line into being.
No. And what's really funny is the fact that he's going to inadvertently make an argument for why you should celebrate the layoff of every single motherfucker at those studios.
Really?
He doesn't even realize that he is making that damn argument because we'll let him speak.
I will apologize to him though. He did define what he means. I disagree with his definition, but I do actually appreciate him defining what he's talking about finally. In saying what he considers to be cruelty, which is basically disliking the people, even though he just said you could express disliking what they've done
Yeah, well,
and
he'll
disliking the
clarify that.
people. Yeah, he's probably going to go back on it, but it's fine.
Fundamentally, you should have more grace for other human beings.
All right,
Well,
first off,
Okay.
grace for the graceless? I think absolutely not.
Well, here's the thing. I'm almost positive this guy ain't a Christian.
No.
Well, no.
No, he's using Christian words against us, though.
Yeah,
Something-
and I'm not going to be.
For those of you who are just joining, the resident Christians on the far end over there.
hello, I'm one too.
Okay,
And pretty aggressively.
Two over there. I'm the non-Christian of the group.
Well, you're Catholic. You're like
Catholic. I'm
Christian.
not sure what I am. I
Well, I
believe
thought
in
you
God.
told me you were Catholic.
I'm not
We
Catholic.
lied to you.
I was never Catholic.
I will pull it up in the DMs.
You can, but
Yeah, it's like 2 years
I'm
ago.
like I'm not Christian, but I believe in God and stuff, and it's a
Agnostic.
thing. So yeah.
Well, I am
agnostic,
devout
maybe.
Christian, despite my very, very.
I know a lot about Christianity that I probably more versed in it than most. How's that? Because I routinely go to battle over Christianity from these ignorant fucks who don't know jack shit about what they're talking about.
Yeah, it's painful on mine.
Because I wind up fighting with them on like Facebook and shit all the damn time. And it's like, well, that's not true. This is how, then we anyway.
Yeah, but I will not be lectured by a non-Christian on Christian values, because they absolutely do not know what they're talking about. They're either ignorant or disingenuous or both.
That's what I
Yes.
keep saying, but
The
I'm going
answer
to
is
go with
yes.
they're just disingenuous or willfully ignorant at this point.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, like I said, grace for the graceless, no.
But if you're not buying that, let's go on to point 2. You don't know what caused the results that you don't like.
Oh, we're going to get into the
yeah, we
point
do.
to why we should just lay them all the fuck off.
Let's
Okay.
go through an example. Let's say
do
that
this.
you don't
It's gonna be
like
great.
the line delivery on a piece of dialogue.
Okay,
Is that the fault
sweet.
of the
I
voice
don't like
actor?
the line.
It might be, but it could be a lot of
Voice
other
actor was
things
bad.
too.
First
It might
gig.
be the fault of the person who was directing that
Oh,
voice
you know what?
actor.
You're
Maybe
right.
they were given
It could
very
be.
specific
It could have
instructions to
been
deliver
that
the line
person
in
who
this
was-
particular way.
You're
Maybe
absolutely
the
right.
writer who wrote that line wanted
It
it
was
delivered in
probably
this
poor
particular
writing
way,
too,
and the
because
stage
we've seen
direction
the state of the
specified
writing
this
room.
particular
Yeah,
line
yeah.
delivery.
Bad
Maybe
writing, bad acting, bad direction. All that could be the thing.
the recording equipment at the voice studio.
That one's
No.
a bit of a stretch for me because we're
That's a
talking about
huge
professional
stretch.
setups
That's a
at
huge
professional
stretch.
studios. It's not going to be
Absolutely.
the equipment.
I will not buy that.
And the
As-
only take
As the
we managed
resident
to
voice
get
actress
was
on the
this first
panel,
one
no, sir. That
was
is not how
done
you get
just
a
to set
bad
the tone, and
performance.
they were just kind of
Oh.
out of time and stuck with it. So if you go and you start attacking the voice actor for a
Hold
line
on.
delivery you
Let me
don't like,
finish.
it might not be them at all. It might be something
right.
else. Indeed,
It could have been anything down that chain except for the
I got a
equipment.
solution for this.
And
Say
hold
it
on.
sucks.
Hold off to your solution real quick.
Okay.
Say thing. It could have been anyone. In fact, it could have been all these people. It could have been like, I don't know how DragonAge went. Bad writing. Maybe bad voice acting. I can't remember how well or good it
Oh
was.
no, there was some of it that was terrible.
Some of it was terrible.
Yeah.
It could have been bad direction. All three of those things probably are true all in one go. Like Final Fantasy XIV, the voice actress, shit. Right? For what's his
I don't know.
face? What's
That- you're talking
face?
about the
Whatever it
new-
was.
That
But the
one.
writing was equally as bad.
Yeah, you're talking about that DLC.
So
that came out.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
the
that's
newest
true.
expansion for it. It was equally as bad.
No,
And I
they
think
came out the new
Chad
one.
has the solution. What do you do when the whole thing is bad?
Layoffs, all of it.
Exactly. Just nix
He-
it all.
he
That's how
really
you do
did.
that. So he's going
He
through this
really
whole
did.
thing. there's not one singular person that you could blame for these bad issues in the game. So you shouldn't really yell at anybody, which should be more of a reason to lay them the fuck off, you dumb shit.
Yeah,
You
here's
just
the
made
thing.
the argument for me.
I
Right,
think
and-
he also misunderstands exactly why it is that we cheer when people are laid off on these jobs. It's not
For
because
him,
I
things
personally
get better.
hate this person. It's because of the fact that they did a bad job and I don't want them to continue having a job and getting rewarded for doing a bad job. Because if you
Yes,
stay at this
because
company having done this bad job, you're going to do a bad job again. So that's why we are excited when they are laid off. We're like, good, maybe next time it'll actually be good. Because
Yeah.
we're happy when the problem seems to be nibbed in the bud. That's why we're excited about it.
that's
It's not
the other
because we hate
problem.
these people personally, although we might also, but that's not why we're excited that they get laid off.
Is the fact
ahead.
that these developers will come up on X or Reddit or Blue Sky or
Oh
wherever
no,
the
the
fuck it
developers
is
are a
that they're
different story.
doing things, and they'll say shit, right? Attacking the gamers who are criticizing their stuff, like just viciously attacking them, and time after time after time after time, nothing is done to these people. They continue moving forward. They're still with the project. Nothing is ever done about them. And then you're like, I'm going to laugh when layoffs happen, when
Yeah.
this shit bombs. And then what happens? It does this and crushes into the ground like the Hindenburg, and then layoffs happen.
Dang, that's a reference. Hindenburg, man.
Yeah, you're old.
I mean, I know it. I'm just like, wow, you don't hear it often.
Yeah.
Somebody had to use it at some point.
I guess so.
I usually hear.
Yeah, so then
like
the
my
whole thing gets laid off, and then you find out that that one person who should have been fired months ago, moves to another studio somewhere and
Yeah,
is
Corinne.
welcomed in as the head of whatever. And it's like, really, guys? Really? You're
Halo.
going to go down that path? Did you not see what just fuck happened with, I don't know, Concord?
Or Veilguard.
The other game, Velgard.
Veilguard, yeah.
The other game before that. I mean, did you not see what just happened?
Yeah, I mean, we're excited that they get laid off because of the fact that we're hoping that next time it will actually be good. We're hoping that the light at the end of the bad game tunnel will end, and that goes with these
And
people
right now,
not
I
being
can't wait for
employed anymore.
layoffs at Obsidian.
Hmm?
So,
Yeah, Obsidian's probably going to get laid off.
which is something we said we've also predicted already, that if Avowed does bad, layoffs will happen.
Yep.
And it
Same
looks
thing happened
pretty
with
bad.
Felguard, because guess what? They keep telling us Felguard was amazing. It did numbers, and it did do better than most of these projects recently. Give it that. But the earnings call told us a different story. It crashed and burned.
Yep.
And it did horrible. And then people moved immediately to Mass Effect. And then what happened? Layoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the reason that I'm excited about it is because I'm like, oh, cool. Maybe they're going to learn. Maybe they're going to learn this time. Now, maybe this is just me being very, very optimistic, but I just want them to not make bad games. I just want a little bit of justice. I'm like, you ruined franchises. You probably
The indie
shouldn't be
scene is
employed
where
any
it's at
longer.
right now.
Yeah, the indie scene is huge. They're making bank.
Yeah. I mean, me personally, I'm super happy playing Sunhaven still. I'm gonna pass it eventually, dang it.
Core Keeper's your next move.
It is not. It's
Yes.
not. I
Love it.
I will have to find an idle time game besides my phone game of like Capybara Go, which is just stupid. It's really dumb, but it amuses me terribly.
No Man's Sky.
Maybe, I don't
we might
know.
have a better chance of getting a Core Keeper, I think.
Maybe.
For a brief
You know,
moment.
I think Meg would like No Man's Sky. There's a lot to do there, and it's not
There's
very.
spaceships and space pirates.
Okay, I'm a girl. I don't like spaceships and space pirates. I'm more of a fantasy player than a sci-fi player. I'm not huge in sci-fi.
Zio is great at pointing out the complete wrong thing. Like it's actually.
Listen, if you don't
Zio-
like space, you're going to hate No Man's Sky. Core
No.
Keeper, on the other hand, it's fantasy. You're underground. There's walls that you can dig through. There's monsters and sludge and
do like fighting
slimes and
monsters.
things. There's a bit of farming here and there, and
I will say probably the farming is really simple, really fun. But
speaking of which, that forge thing,
yeah,
what I got for doing the ancient pickaxe,
yeah.
if we had found that before the obliterator, it would have been amazeballs.
Figures.
Yeah, it
Amazeballs.
was a
Wow.
pickaxe called, I think, the Soul Seeker. Infinite durability, highest damage for pickaxe in the game.
Nice. So in No Man's Sky, the farming is easy. You plant it, forget about it. You don't have to, and then you pick it up later once it's done.
You said it and forget it. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. Said it, forget it.
Forget it. You can build things.
That's a reference too.
You can get pets. I got like this. I call it a Robo Ruff, which is.
Of course it is. I know. I get it.
It's like a robotic Bronchiosaurus.
Yeah, it's interesting. The planet I found it on had like giant creatures that literally looked like metal buildings walking around. It was really neat. Yeah, something like that.
Maybe that'll be a stream that we do in the future. Find Meg a new game.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess we can queue up some things and show it to her.
Trying to get people to play Supermarket together, but
no, I'm not going to play a Supermarket game. Okay, look,
Sunday.
I can play a lame game, but I cannot play that. Like, no, I won't play that. I won't play Power Wash Simulator. I will not play The Sims.
Sunday, Supermarket together with Chad as our dictator. It's going to be great.
That sounds awful. I don't like supermarkets in real life. Why would I want to play a game with a supermarket?
It's free and it's great content.
Oh, it sounds awful.
All right.
It might not be the line delivery at all. Maybe the problem was the writing. So should you go attack the writer?
It can be both.
No, because...
Well, yeah, if the writer comes out and says something really stupid, then yes, you clap back.
And multiple things could be true.
Why was the line written in this way? Was it written this way?
Doesn't matter. It was written because they're inexperienced and they're dumb.
Does he not understand how voice acting works?
No.
Because the writer had a specific thing they were trying to say.
He's talking out his ass.
Maybe it was written this way
because
there was incredibly tight time pressures due to other externalities on their time. Maybe the direction of the game changed radically 3 months ago, and they had to rewrite this entire character in just 3 months.
I don't care.
You're just getting the first draft of that writing.
Maybe they're just
I'm
bad
sorry,
at their
he's just
job.
giving a lot of reasons why this game, whatever game he's talking about, needed to fail. And we should celebrate if bad things happen to this studio because possibly they won't do this anymore. Like, these are all
reasons
terrible problems.
Yeah, no, and here's the thing. He's not given reasons. He's not given a single reason. He's given a bunch of excuses. And I've worked blue collar jobs, everything. If you told your boss, sorry, boss, I can't get that done. I had something happen. My cat died or something, whatever. Your boss is going to say to you, I don't give a good damn about your home life. You got a job, do it. Why do they feel like they're better?
Or at least, okay, if you're going to go this route, at least give a good explanation. Then, oh, well, maybe it was that. Well, maybe you should say, but whatever it is, your studio put out a bad game. And if you fire someone, I'm assuming that that's the person responsible. So I'm going to cheer. And if you put out another bad game, I'll go, oh, they messed up last time when they fired that other person. They should have fired somebody else. So maybe they didn't learn the lesson. But I'm going to cheer because I'm like, maybe they're trying to fix this problem.
Yeah, again,
I just want good games, y'all. Like, I'm pretty simple. Life is too short for me to hold grudges against people I don't even freaking know. I can't hold grudges against people that I'm actually mad at. So, like, it takes too many years off my life, and I'm trying not to get wrinkles, y'all. I'm already in that age, so I just giving all of these possible explanations for why a line was delivered poorly does not mean that somebody should not lose their job over a line that's delivered
No,
so poorly that it
and the
makes
thing
everybody
is, we
go,
already
"Ooh."
know what the issue was.
All of
It
it.
was bad writing, bad voice acting. Who gives a damn about the direction at this point, given by the director or the voice actor? Who
Mhm.
cares? It was bad writing to start with,
Mhm.
and the voice acting was still bad. Those are
Mhm.
two problems right there, solved. Who do you blame? Those two people.
Who do
Yeah.
you blame? Yes.
Exactly.
Wanted this character to be in a specific way, and it constrained what the writer was able to do while they were writing this character. Maybe the creative director on the project had specific goals that they had in mind, and they were pushing the writing in a particular way or restricting how much leeway the writers had in order
Pause it
to.
real quick.
It borders on adorable how much he thinks he's cooking when he's
Yeah,
doing
and-
the exact opposite.
Right. And let me tell you something. Him saying maybe they wanted it this way, maybe they wanted it that way.
Well, we know that also happened too.
Yeah.
Because didn't the director of the game of Velgard come out and say that this is what they wanted in the game?
Yeah. Now,
So yes, not only did you have bad writing, but you had the director or whatever her name was saying she wanted it to go in this direction. And
Well,
then blamed the fact that, well, every other Dragon Age had a different art style or something, which is why we had to go in a different direction. No.
No, that's
that
the
explains
opposite
why your art
of what you
style
should've
is
done.
different. That doesn't mean why you have to go from Dragon Age to whatever the fuck Felguard was.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like
It
all
was
of
no
these other
longer a
games that were
Dragon Age
highly
game.
well, all these other games that were highly successful did this thing. So we should do the opposite and be bad. And I'm like, I don't think you understand how this works.
well, let me retort to him saying we wanted it this way or that way.
Well, that might be your problem. It's not what you like, it's the consumer.
Yeah. Yeah. He's just giving all of these reasons that again don't move the needle one way or the other. I'm like, and still that means it was bad and
yeah,
someone
He
should
gives
be
all
fired.
the reasons that move the needle to why we should celebrate their
Yeah.
layoff.
absolutely.
Absolutely. It's like you are 100% right. They deserve our laughter. They deserve our ridicule. They deserve our whatevers.
Our
At that
scorn,
point.
honestly.
Or scorn.
Or
There we go.
vitriol.
That's a good word.
Thank you.
And they deserve all that. Because we
Yeah.
told them this was going to happen if they didn't fix it. Because we saw what was coming down the pipeline and they still did it.
They called us all the names in the book. Hey, Neuro.
Welcome
America.
back.
Hey, welcome back, my dude.
Express their vision on what the game was able to do or be. Maybe the executive producer, all of these people reporting up into the executive producer, decided that this game should be different in tone and was pushing the game direction in a different way. Or maybe the
I highly
leadership
doubt
of
that.
this project changed 6 times and the direction changed 6 times, and you're getting little bits of writing from each of these
That
different
should have been
directions,
just
and there was
canceled at that
never
point.
adequate
Yeah.
time to step back and rewrite it. Maybe the CEO of the
Okay, what was that cut? Maybe cut, or it was cut, maybe cut CEO. It's like,
Well, see, the
really?
thing is that what you're getting is a stream of consciousness from someone who's barely conscious. So what these cuts are basically when he's wiping between pulling things out of his rear.
Yeah.
So that's,
Must be. It's just yep, that sounds good. Stick that back.
I mean, these are
That one's
not
good too.
these are not coherent thoughts. They're not cogent. They're not relevant. This is all dumb.
Yeah.
So none of this moves the needle one way or the other. Like he acts like we all dogpile on a specific person. Like we don't dogpile on a specific person unless said
Well, see,
person
that's-
decides to go out and clap at people.
Yeah.
Then we're like, oh, you've
Which is
become
what
our
I've
new
been
special
saying the
friend.
whole time. It's like, and that's what this is all about, right? Because whoever it was, who was the last one? Was it the Avowed director or somebody? Was it Avowed?
The last person who
That
went,
was the recent game, but this was the last one who recently said something that was stupid.
dude, take the number. It's just
You're right.
all of them. Yes.
All of
The
them.
answer is yes.
I think it was in with the DragonAge stuff. I think that was the last one because the Avowed guy came out and said something at around the same time as all that stuff was as DragonAge was coming out. I think.
Yeah.
And the only thing he said was essentially, "I'm making this game to own Elon and the Chuds."
Oh yeah, that guy.
Paraphrasing.
Oh yeah.
And that's
I forgot
all
about
the
him. He was
blemish.
so irrelevant.
That literally was the only blemishing mark on Avowed up to its release, for the most part. Most of Avowed not doing so well is because it is a bad game
Yeah.
compared to 12-year-old standards.
Yeah. I mean, and honestly, that's the thing. We don't know enough about most of these people to actually want their downfall. It's only once you decide that you're going to go out there and make some sort of grandstandy statement that we're not going out here looking for these devs. Again, I miss the days where I didn't know who any of these people were because I don't care.
Like I've said before in the past, most people don't. It's like super fans who know who these people are. Unless you're like Akira Toriyama or something, or Hideo Kojima, your name is not big enough that most people would know in that sphere.
Yeah, Kojima's
There's
kind of
very
full
few
grades in
people
my
who
mind, too.
attain a legendary status to where a lot of people know their name.
Yeah.
But then they come out and they say stupid shit. Like, well, if you don't like what we're doing because, our Battlefield game is now all about this alternative history nonsense, so we can cram a woman with a metal arm in the trailer, which makes no damn sense in a World War II simulator, but whatever. Just so you can then own the detractors, the people complaining about that going, wait, this is World War II. Why the fuck is there a woman there to start with? And why the hell does she have a prosthetic arm wielding a gun? That's not anything that would ever happen.
Even remotely,
there's only remotely possible. And then they just run around and it's like, well, if you don't like it, you don't buy it. Well, did you know that Germany or Sweden or France, whoever it was, had like an all-female sniper unit or all-female pilot unit or something? It's like, well, that's good and all. Is your game about them? No? Then shut the fuck up. It makes no difference at that point.
Also, they're not having an all-female sniper unit. You do know the difference between a sniper and a person who's in the field, right?
I think it was pilot planes of some kind.
Okay.
Air Force.
Again,
like
same.
It's all female. I just sniper.
Well, no, I'm saying the difference here is that there's a difference between battling up close and battling from afar. And as a woman, I'm going to tell you, I don't want to be in hand-to-hand, up front, close in combat with a dude. I'm gonna die. He could sneeze and fall over, and I'm gonna die. But if I'm far away with a gun trained on his face, I'm totally gonna take that shot.
He just rip it off and beat her with it.
He doesn't even need to do that.
We give Meg two mechanical arms with flamethrowers, like right here, that just pop out.
Absolutely not. Fine. Still, no. Guys are too fast and too far and just too big for us.
We're too dumb. We'll run through the fire and just keep.
Yeah, like if
like that, you see my
Warhammer 40K up in this bitch.
If you've ever dealt with someone who's in a berserker mode, you know that absolutely not. No, Chief, this is not going to work. You're going to die.
Right,
the entire company really wanted his nephew to be hired as a script consultant. And this guy with literally zero experience was coming in and pushing for mandatory changes to the project. How realistic are all the things I just said? Some of them are incredibly realistic. Some of them not so realistic, but I've seen things that look an awful lot like all of the things I just said. So when you decided to personally attack that one specific person on social media.
So he's saying he's seen all these things.
Well, yes. I mean, Sweet Baby apparently does a lot of consulting.
Well,
they have like no
what I'm saying
to be there doing anything, even though they don't change anything. I
Dude,
guarantee it.
Do you understand what he
do
just
it?
said? Do you understand what he just said? He's
No,
seen
I
all
thought-
these things. It means all these things happen. That is all incompetency across the spectrum.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's acting like we're jumping on again, he's acting like we're jumping on specific people for any reason other than we either A, think that they ruined our game, or two, they're douche nozzles online. And he's not even talking about the douche nozzles online. So he's assuming that we're just jumping on people because we assume
Well,
this
that's
person is
because
responsible
he
for breaking the
believes
game.
it hook, line, and sinker when they say I'm a victim here.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And never mind the fact that 2 hours ago they said something stupid about how, they wish, gamers aren't their target audience or some bullshit like that. And everybody under the replies is like, okay, see you then. Not gonna buy it. I'm now binary and things like that, right? Just inane things. Like nobody really attacking them or anything, but then they run and say, I'm the victim. They're attacking me. I've got to lock down my Twitter, my X, my Blue Sky because these people are assaulting me verbally.
Bad for me.
Feel bad for me.
And
That's
then,
what he's talking about.
yeah.
Without realizing that if they hadn't have sat there and said, yeah, look, I know we're making a video game, but yeah, just so you know, all you gamers, you're not my audience.
And we hate you.
I've
And we
seen that
hate
one.
you. This game is not for you if you don't hit these certain metrics in my imaginary worldview.
Yeah.
He's missed that part.
Yeah.
Well,
Anyway.
again, we wouldn't know who these people are if they didn't make themselves the object of conversation. We don't go searching for them. They
They
decide
go
to
searching
come
for
out.
us.
Yeah, they decide to come out and fire a Gatling gun at us. Like
You
what we
remember
were
when
just doing.
NDAs were a thing?
Huh?
Like all these
Pretty sure they're
developers.
supposed to be under NDAs, but who knows?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All these developers should be fired just for violating their NDAs, and they need to shut the up fuck.
Well, they're not violating their NDAs by saying they hate the chuds. But the problem is, we know what they mean when they say the chuds. Any normal gamer who makes up the 95% of the audience.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But like, you can put anything in an NDA. You can say you can't say the word "the." Nobody would
That's
sign
not
it.
enforceable, though.
I know, but you get what I'm saying. Like, I'm being over dramatic. What I'm saying is, you can be like, you need to. Not, honestly,
Don't they have a department specific for this sort of thing these days?
yeah.
You
A
know,
lot of
honestly,
businesses like media relations or something like that. Like if
Yeah.
if you're not part of like the media relations department, you shouldn't be making any talk whatsoever, which is why everybody started putting my words are my own and they don't reflect Arrowhead Studio or they don't reflect BioWare or something like that now in their bios, because they also have like, I'm director of so and so of BioWare.
Yeah, but
also
here's the
in
thing.
their thing because
And
they got
yeah,
into
and then
trouble
they
over it.
yeah, and then they use that as their position of privilege or their position of authority to then
Mhm.
go out and attack people, because we wouldn't care who they were. We'd be like, oh, it's just some other dumb person. But because they say, as the director of this thing, now I'm gonna hit you.
No, here's the thing, and that's funny that they put that director of this, blah blah blah, screenwriter, writer, whatever.
Mhm.
That doesn't absolve them of their contractual obligation in the contracts that these people sign.
Yeah.
It says that if you put that you are related to the project, like I don't know, head writer for Assassin's Creed. In their contract, it says, with that added to your social media, you are representative of our company. It does not matter. It does not matter if they say my words are my own.
That's what it used to be. This is why I don't put like my where I work and stuff like that. Things, for the most part in stuff, because I am me on Twitter, on X, whatever. That's just me. It's
exactly same with me.
Everything else. Well, I mean, technically, it's my brand, Zeo Gaming, but they are my words. But if Chad was like my employee, you better not put at Zeo Gaming then acting a fool, because then you have to fire his dumbass.
Oh dear. Yeah, do your own research, bitch.
Yeah.
But yeah, no,
I mean,
seriously.
just as an example, if that was the case, and then he's like, director of news gathering at Zeo Gaming News, right? And then is like, these words are my own and
Excuse
not
me, I am
of
the
that of the
czar
company.
of
But if he
info.
goes and acts a fool,
I'm the czar of fake news. Thank you.
yeah, if he goes and acts a fool, I should get rid of him at that point. He should be reprimanded in some way, shape, and form. Depending on what it is, maybe not get rid of him, but it should be a reprimandation. Should happen, right? And that's the thing, is a lot of these people don't ever have that. They act a fool online, and they're like, well. And then people will bring up, at Ubisoft, you gonna do anything? It's like, well, he says his words are his own. It's like, so what, bitch? It still reflects on your entire fucking company.
That's not a contractual thing. No, he can say that. It don't matter.
Yeah. How certain are you that it was their fault, that they are responsible for that thing that you don't like? And I'm going to tell you right now, you shouldn't be certain, because you don't know exactly what was going on within the project. You don't know the exact circumstances that resulted in that thing you didn't like. Even people who were on the project aren't always going to be absolutely certain on who is responsible for something being exactly a particular way. These projects have hundreds of people on them. Content moves around between multiple people. Unless I am the person who is actually responsible for something being a certain way, that chain of custody isn't always going to be super obvious to me.
Then we
and all this isn't to say...
Okay, if it's not super obvious, that's still your fault. That is the company's fault for not being competent. Doesn't matter. Still your fault.
Yeah,
right, we're going to skip ahead a little bit.
Please.
If you feel like you're just not getting the satisfaction from yelling at the corporate Twitter channel or yelling at the studio director, if you feel like you need to focus it down onto an actual human being, I mean, that's really sad. I'm sorry. That's very sad. And hopefully you can grow beyond that. But I will...
Well, no. When that one person comes out and acts a fool on social media, we know exactly whose fault it is. Yeah. Especially when they come out and say, I did that thing.
I did that thing you hated.
Thinking that they're going to... because they're like, I did that thing and I'm proud of that thing, and how dare you criticize that thing.
Give you a couple of outlets. If you need to complain at a human being, I'm going to say you don't get to go lower than the first person in the credits. You can go higher than that, but no lower than that. The first person in the credits is the person who was, theoretically at least, in charge of the project.
Anyway, so now he goes on, the people at the top
should
take all your ire. Which is great, because we do yell at them too. That's why we yell at things like Ubisoft or the director of, Avowed or whatever it is when they say something stupid. But they don't get the axe either.
Also, I want to point this out. He is saying blame my boss. Not a good strategy for keeping your job, my guy.
It's like, you can't really tell who did it, because it could have been 15 different people doing 15 different things that fucked it all up.
And there's going to be 15 fucking layoffs.
You shouldn't blame them. Okay, then let's get rid of all 15. No, wait, you can't lay off all 15. That you shouldn't celebrate that. Well, they all fucked up, did they not?
And somebody better stand up and say, I'm Spartacus.
But if you want me to yell at somebody, I need to go yell at your CEO. Not that it matters either, because that falls on deaf ears too. So, but anyway, that's pretty much the rest of that, I think.
Okay, thank goodness. I demand a break after.
Oh wait, no. This one little bit is laughable.
Oh, okay.
If you feel like you're not being listened to when you complain on Metacritic or you complain on the forums of a studio, or you complain into the social media channels of the publisher or the studio. Be
Get
aware
over it.
that this stuff is carefully scrutinized, not just by the social media teams, also by the teams themselves. Arguably, in a lot of cases, to too great of a degree. The team is listening, I would say, often too much to what you are yelling about and complaining.
Why do they keep doing it?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Blizzard Entertainment over here. I have heard. Listen, I am a 17-year veteran of World of Warcraft. Do you know how many fucking times I have heard the "we're listening to you" bullshit? Every single fucking expansion after Wrath of the fucking Lich King. Every time they do something stupid. Every time that we're listening to the players. And then, about the third of the way through the expansion, about 3 months prior to the next one coming out or whatnot, it's like, here's all the things you guys wanted from the start. We're now going to reverse all this shit and make it fun for a second. And we're sorry. Next time we promise to listen to the players.
Exactly.
No, they don't.
Sorry.
Yeah, the worst sorry bit.
That's all I'm hearing now. We're sorry.
Yeah, it's like, no, they
Sorry.
don't, because they
No,
keep
you're not.
fucking doing it every single time. It's like, what was wrong with Concord? Well, 1, the game wasn't that engaging. 2, it was mediocre to start with, right? 3, the character design was atrocious. And we said that for months, all the way going through, and they're like, yeah, this is good. We're good with this. Yeah. Nobody listened. And then what Concord do? In 2 weeks, it shut down. It ran its sped run, shutting down its servers quicker than anything else for a live service product that was supposed to be the
I was
apex
too.
of
It was
PlayStation.
remarkable. Hence the remarking. It was truly interesting to watch them fold that fast. I was like, wow, that was amazing. I'm not sure what his beef is exactly, or what he's thinking he's saying, because it's a lot of stupid.
It's a lot of stupid, and he's kind of making the points for us.
Well, he's saying,
inadvertently making the points to why we should celebrate it anyway and continue doing as we've been doing.
Well, yeah, he's straw manning the arguments in the weirdest way possible. I'm like, what precisely do you think people are doing when they're glad that a studio has some layoffs? When a studio has layoffs, he's thinking that we're getting some sort of satisfaction out of it because we're just meanies, I guess.
Yes.
And if that's the case, then his plea towards "quote unquote" decency is not going to reverse our
he's asking
our
for
ideas.
grace for the graceless.
Yeah.
Like, why?
Well, I mean, if we're
told
trolls,
that we were wrong, we were phobic, we were whatever, ists and phobes, because we didn't like the Concord designs. How dare we?
Yeah.
They were atrocious, and the game shut down in 2 fucking weeks.
Yeah, because ugly.
Avowed isn't even a mediocre game.
No,
it
it's
looks
substandard.
Okay.
No.
Graphically wise, it looks fine.
It looks
any
fine
modern
for a AA game.
Of a AAA game, it looks fine in that style. But compared to what already came out like 12 years ago, it is inferior.
Yeah, it's regression. Ergo, that's why I'm saying that it's not okay for a AAA game. For a AA game, I'd be like, all right, I'll let it pass. But I'm sorry, the terrible physics alone make it not worthy of being a AAA game, not being good for a AAA game, or not even being fine for a AAA game. This is subpar.
Yeah, you had games like, what was it, the Dustbin or something?
Dustborn.
It didn't really do too well.
Well, that was because it was preachy and terrible. Like the
the
story was so bad.
Game.
Oh
I
man!
can't even remember what all has recently failed. There's been so many of them.
2004 was a fantastic year for mockery.
What else failed? DragonAge the Felguard.
Yeah.
The people were like, "This is not what we want. Why are you doing this? That makes no sense." Ah, shit. Are we still here?
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up?
Where did he go?
What?
Oh, we lost Theo. Dun dun dun. The kids are in charge now. What's up, y'all?
I think I'm back.
Yeah,
Okay.
you're
Apparently, I
back.
had an application error on my side.
We
On
were in charge for like 3 seconds, man.
yeah, I
Alright.
was. I had it ready to go with the.
It's ready to go to take over. But
Hey,
anyway,
at least you know,
the
you've
point
got
is,
people
people have
who will
voiced their
not for you.
opinions. They have said the things, and what happens. Like Helldivers 2, right? That
Mhm.
was another great example. They're like, we need you to register with PSN in order to continue playing. And everybody was like, no. How about no?
I bet
And then they
no.
listened to us, but then PlayStation then canceled the ability for all these countries that already had access, no longer access because PSN doesn't work there anymore.
Yeah.
PlayStation didn't listen to us. They did. But then there was other things that we kept saying. It's like, stop balancing the game. You're making it less fun every time you balance the game in their version of balancing. If they
Yeah.
did not listen to it until recently, when somebody from their dev team came out and made statements like, we're done balancing for the sake of balancing. We're just going to make it fun
Yeah.
now. And it's like, yeah, you should have done that like
So I got a theory
I
about
don't know, months ago when people were leaving in droves because you kept nerfing everything into the ground for no foreseeable reason.
Yeah, I have a theory about that, by the way. Because
Well, do what?
So, you know who said make a game fun and don't worry about balancing? Grums. Grums had
Yeah.
said that, something along those lines. And a lot of these developers cannot stand him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know.
So when they hear that, who do they associate that with? Grums.
Mhm.
Even if you don't like somebody, it doesn't mean that they're wrong.
I mean, this was happening beforehand. So the theory is, because what they were nerfing was whatever was the meta, technically, I
Yeah.
guess, because they kept nerfing things, so new things took their place. But it also coincided with their new content.
Yeah, yeah. They're
So whatever was good from the last one suddenly gets nerfed, which means you have to buy the new war bond
yeah.
to get the new stuff that is better than what you just had because it got nerfed into the ground.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's just a greedy bad practice,
Yeah,
though, honestly.
It
that
really
felt
is.
scummy when people put two and two together. So even if they did come out and say it, and they may have at some point and said, look, that's not what we were doing. Now that you know that that actually happened, it's like, guys, we thought you were better than that.
We
That is
thought you
terrible.
loved us. Yeah.
I'm by the way, Zay, I'm gonna test something. Might break
Hmm.
everything.
Okay. We need to move on before I turn into a pumpkin.
Yeah.
Okay.
Also, I don't think I can share screen, by the way. I tried like 4 times now.
I think it's because he's sharing a screen right now.
Oh,
Let me stop sharing, see if you can share.
Okay. I thought it was so underneath us where it says window, I thought it would actually do that. Like put it in the lineup.
Well, I thought it would too.
Nope.
Can you not share a screen?
Nope.
You're a bad moderator.
Oh, I'm looking at chat.
All right.
But yeah, no, it's not letting me share screen. So I
All
want
right.
to test that
We'll
out.
fix it in the post.
We'll figure it out later. Anyway,
Well, no, Zio has to do all the breaks.
oh, this is related to that video. My bad. BioWare veteran calls out. Oh, BioWare veteran. Okay.
Okay.
Calls out the cruelty of fans celebrating layoffs. You cross the line. You're probably attacking the wrong person anyway. And it's like, yeah, tell that to the devs who post anti-white hatred attack on gamers and death threats to MAGA. Like they've actively been doing that.
Yeah.
This again, he's talking without understanding what people are mad about.
You've got this writer from EA, BioWare, by the way, Mr. Former BioWare guy. Sitting here talking about how you don't own gaming, you don't own fantasy. Somewhere along the way, they outgrew you, and some of us grew along with them. Our table holds a lot more than yours.
Bullshit.
And this guy had gone on
There's
like
more
a
of us.
tirade of things as well. I mean, that one's tame compared to what others had said, but I couldn't find them in time because I didn't have any of it saved.
It is, but the
But
thing
we've
is that
talked about it in the past and had it on stream, so
but the thing is that when you say something like this, when you come out like this, and then people are like, and people hear that you got fired, people who feel that you were targeting them and that you were kind of like trying to clap at them are going to be like, good. He's like, you're probably
Right.
blaming the wrong person. No, homie, we know exactly who we wanted to get fired,
Yeah.
and it was you.
Patrick
which is-
Wikis.
yeah, we didn't
know who
miss
to
our
blame.
target. We know who exactly it was. It was you.
Patrick Weak-ass.
Yes.
oh, and here's another one. This is the guy from Avowed, right?
Uh-huh.
But you had Elon Musk talking about having pronouns in a fantasy video game is utterly unacceptable to a Grum's tweet. I'm drawing the line here, blah blah blah. And this is the one thing that Avowed had any issue with, by the way, leading up to its release, because after that it was like crickets. Which, because this already caused a stir, but it was in the middle of the DragonAge thing that I think it got forgotten about for a hot second.
Yeah, the sad part is Avowed had potential.
But sickos.jpg, I want it so badly to make him mad with my game, and I cannot believe it's actually happening. Just wait until you see the default, you sad little shit. Anyways, Avowed comes out February 18th next year. Give it a whirl if you ain't afraid of the woke mind virus.
And
these are the people we direct our ire to. We know the target. We know who we're talking about. We're right on top of it, and they are the ones at fault.
Yeah, and the thing is that even if the game was good, I still wouldn't want this guy to succeed because I think that he's a douche nozzle.
Yeah,
it has nothing to do with whether or not the game is good in this instance. This guy is a dick, and I want him to fail at life because unless he learns a lesson and says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I was a jerk."
And unlike Feldgard, that had a lot of instances similar to that, that was the only one Avowed had. This game is purely failing because it is a bad fucking game.
Yeah, it is terrible. And the sad part is, I was like, when I first saw it, I was like, it might have potential. We'll see what the finished product looks like. And the finished product looked like the beta.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
it looked like the alpha.
Looks like an alpha.
Alpha with pretty graphics, I guess. But final story for the night. Final story for the night. Apparently, Smash JT lawyers have filed a motion to dismiss the lawsuit because Alyssa's tweet says she sucked D to get into the gaming industry.
That's the word that you're going to whiff on? Dick?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I did it for you. There you go. The girl in the audience.
How do you get into the gaming industry? I sucked dick.
She said it.
I mean,
you're just quoting
Alyssa McConte will forever be known as a dick sucker. It doesn't matter how many bridges she builds, she'll always be a dick sucker.
Yeah.
Because she said it her fucking self.
Kind of vindicated the removal of DEI, didn't she?
Yeah.
But yeah, of course, it's coupled with all this other stuff she said, too, like after International Horrors Day, I used to be a cam girl, sex work is work, and stuff like that, and that's what she's suing JT over. It's just by saying the things she already said.
Yeah, I'm like, do you want us to believe all women or not? Like, he believed you. What do you want, woman?
Yeah, believe all women. I believe you're a cocksucker.
Yeah, because you said, Alyssa, he's saying that you're not a liar. Pick a lane, lady.
Oh, she is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs.
Yeah, she's out of her mind. Honestly, you know what?
When they say don't put your dick in crazy, in the book, there's a picture of her.
Yeah, it specifically is, and the thing is that she's actually a lamentable human being. She's just so arrogant about it and broke that you can't even feel sorry for her being broken. She's such an awful person, but she's clearly spiraling and out of her mind. But
yeah, so a motion to dismiss has been filed. We'll see how that goes. With any luck, he'll win that motion.
I'm pretty sure
this entire thing was ridiculous.
Well, I mean, honestly, it was good for the lulz, though.
Yeah,
I had a good time laughing at it.
I'm sure Kiwi had a great time. go. Should we end on a more light note?
He wants a
Chad-
cleanse. Come on.
Chad-
It's only
Chad and
we've
his-
only done one. Stop.
All right, let's. There's
Aw,
a
Newbie.
doggo involved.
This is a good one. Audio.
All right, there we go. I got to bring it over so I can actually see it.
Did he really?
What? Did he really what?
I don't.
I
Chad disappeared.
What?
Where did you go, Chad? Where did you go?
He seems to
You
have.
guys talking?
Yes, we
Yeah.
are.
I can't hear you.
Okay, if you look at the bottom
what
of the
just
screen,
happened?
you can see that we're still talking.
Yeah.
Let me reload.
Well, apparently Chad's having some issues. We may have
That's
broke
sad.
Rumble for moving too long. I don't know.
No,
Anyway, so I barked at my dog to I guess see his reaction or something.
There we
Is
go.
that
There
what the video is?
Yeah.
I don't know.
So bark at your dog and see the reaction.
Smacked him. The fuck you say to me? Really?
Nothing's confused. Oh.
Do that again, I will bite your fucking head off.
All right, palate cleanser for the night, people.
Oh,
Oh, all
I
right.
guess it needs
Let me
text.
familiarize myself with Rumble like that. Anyway, with that, that is the end of tonight. This is, of course, Gaming with a Side of Salt, and links for everybody is in the descriptions down below. And I hate the fact that my face is so freaking huge up here.
Yeah, your head is huge. Just got a
yes.
giant face.
You know what? We're just gonna sit like that. It looks better this way.
Yeah, I am.
But
hoping
anyways,
they
that has been
update
Gaming with a Side of Salt. We do this, of course, every Friday at 8 p.m., starting 8 p.m. Eastern Time on Rumble primarily, but it's also over there on the YouTubes if you want to look over there. And, you know, there's a, whatchamacallit, Twitch.
Yeah,
No, there's
look up to the
Twitch
top
too.
right, Leo.
I forgot what that symbol was, okay?
Maybe you guys have anything coming up this week?
So Sunday we're gonna try and play Supermarket together. Whether or not we're streaming, I have no idea.
That sounds riveting.
Yeah.
Oh,
On the 28th, we're gonna have Monster Hunter.
What?
Shit, that's a Friday. Fucking hell. Anyway, so on the 1st, I will be streaming Monster Hunter Wilds more than likely.
I will wait till the 1st, so that means Leo can do it together.
That's right, so we can do this together. We're in it together. But Chad has been playing No Man's Sky over on his side.
And next week, I will be switching to the VR because I got a whole rig coming in so that I don't have to deal with the cable whapping me in the back of the head. Turn my head is just... So, yeah, I'm going to be doing more No Man's Sky. I'm going to be on the hunt for a paradise planet. And
oh yeah, later neurodivergent one. Yeah, you're right. It's been a little glitchy of late.
Yeah.
They're trying though. They're trying.
But thank you
Yeah.
for stopping by. Don't
for
forget to
tuning
do
in,
the
man.
whole like, subscribe, share, and follow, all that good jazz too, people, because I don't
Mhm.
say it enough. I have a scroll bar on top.
Yeah, I
I
mean the
never
words
say
say
it.
it. No, but the words are there. They can read.
Yes,
Yeah.
they can read. I assume they can read. Unless they're like me, then they can't read.
Then it's just follow, share, geek.
Subscribe.
Yeah. It's Sims language.
Yeah, that's right. Smash that thumbs up, peeps.
Damn right.
Well, me, I am still playing Okami, but it looks like I might be getting towards the end. Shut up, Chad. Shut up.
Are you
Okay.
sure?
So if
Are
you
you
like
sure?
listening to someone like me suffer, you should watch me play Okami because
I do.
it is it's so much suffering.
Oh my gosh, she shot a cannon into a pillar, and I was like, just get rid of the pillar.
I
Well,
thought I did.
that's
That's the
what the
thing,
cannon
though.
was for, Chad.
No, the
It blank.
cannon's for the
So
enemy.
it is like it's not the most unintuitive game, but it is an unintuitive game. Dang it! It is so irritating sometimes.
Listen,
Anyway,
pillar, cannon, it seemed like a one for one there.
Yeah,
yeah, you would think that a cannon would power through a pillar of
You should
ice,
try
but
to
clearly
throw
it doesn't.
your favorite character at it.
He's still not dead, and I really, really want him to die.
Yeah, I bet if you
wait
maybe
till she
throw a
gets to
spoon
the
at the pillar.
wait till she gets to the end and has to voice the entire ending cutscene as a
Yeah.
sim.
So yeah, I voice all the characters, and there's one of the characters that talks a lot, and I hate him so much, and I groan through all of it. So yeah, again,
Yeah, and the entire ending cutscene is long and it's done by one character that she absolutely loves.
Well,
I
soon,
quit. I quit
2028,
already.
people. Let's make it happen.
Soon 2028, let's do it. Yeah. And then we got to fight over what she's going to play next.
Yeah.
Okami
So
2 when it comes out, I hope.
yeah, well, so I mean, hopefully
By the time she's
I'll have
done.
passed the game this next
Oh,
week.
you know, Baldur's Gate 3 sounds like
Ooh.
a great sync for the three of us.
You know, you
Yeah.
keep saying that, and I keep saying I don't wanna, but okay.
Meg, I guarantee you will love that game. You will fall in love with that game.
Wear you down
Guarantee
little
it.
by little, and then you'll be rolling D20s with the rest of us.
I absolutely guarantee it'll be as good as those books you liked.
We can make it that good.
Yeah, but I mean, I already hate one of the characters just from the commercials, and
We
if I
don't have
can't
to
kill
have
him,
You don't have
We
to
can kill
have
him.
them. Yeah, you don't have to play
We
as
can
them
just
or
leave him
even
in camp and just never look at him, and
yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
maybe you get the opportunity to kill him anyway. So you know,
I don't know. All right, guys, we'll tune in next week where they'll still try to wear me down on this, and I'll still be like, I don't wanna. I wanna play Cat Quest.
yeah, links for
Okay,
everybody is
that's
always in the
fair.
description down below. If you want to go follow Chad or Meg, you can go down there. You can also follow me on Twix or over on the TikToks, which you know I sometimes do things over for some reason. But yeah, it exists.
He wants to be spied on by the Chinese. That's all.
Listen. You know, I got nothing actually. You know,
I know. I was like, I'm listening.
You're absolutely right. So I don't have the outro installed here.
Okay. Well, then in that case, love you. Bye.
Wait, give me a second. I can have it because I'll just pop it up right here, and
You
then
can't see what he's doing.
I'll outro. There we go. And then boom, I can create that. And then if I do this,